Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah, and today I will be guiding you through a yoga class focused on self-compassion. So this is the third yoga class in my series of classes to support your mental health. The first class was a breathwork practice. The second was a practice to boost your mood. And now today we have one focused on self-compassion. Begin in a comfortable seated position. You might want to grab a cushion or a pillow, maybe a folded blanket to sit on, elevating your hips, allowing you to become a little bit more comfortable here, feeling a little bit more at ease and settled. Self-compassion really is such an important tool that we can use in our mental health journey. Self-compassion is all about treating ourselves with a little bit more kindness and grace, being gentle towards ourselves, and thinking about how we would treat a friend, and working towards treating ourselves that same way. We have a tendency to be harsh and critical and judgmental towards ourselves. We can be our own worst critic. But that doesn't do us any good. Each day, we can work towards being kinder, more compassionate, and more gentle towards ourselves. And I hope that as you do that, you will see just how impactful that can be for your own mental health. I am now going to read you a quote by Dr. Kristen Neff. The beauty of self-compassion is that instead of replacing negative feelings with positive ones, new positive emotions are generated by embracing negative ones. The positive emotions of care and connectedness are felt alongside our painful feelings. When we have compassion for ourselves, sunshine and shadow are both experienced simultaneously. This is important, ensuring that the fuel of resistance isn't added to the fire of negativity. It also allows us to celebrate the entire range of human experience so that we can become whole. As Marcel Proust said, we are healed from suffering only by experiencing it to the full. Begin to notice what kinds of thoughts or emotions came up for you as you listen to that quote. And from here, I'll guide you through a meditation. Make sure you are as comfortable as you can be here. So feel free to make any little adjustments or movements that you would like to in order to settle in. And then become aware of your breath. Just notice that you are breathing. There is no need to change your breath. Perhaps here you feel that your breath is a little bit cooler on your inhale, and it's a little bit warmer as you exhale. As you breathe, give yourself permission to leave your worries and responsibilities behind. Imagine stepping out of doing, away from what's going on in the world. Away from all of the things that are on your plate right now. As you sit here and breathe, carve out a space that is just for you. A peaceful space. A kind space. A space where you can safely let go. On each exhale, allow yourself to release some of the tension you've been carrying. Perhaps you can allow some of the muscles of your face to soften. Perhaps you can feel your jaw relax. Allow your shoulders to move down away from your ears. And as you release this tension that you are holding on to, imagine that your chest is creating space for your breath to flow more easily. Imagine that your chest is opening up a pathway for your breath. Feel your breath as it moves freely here. And as you sit here and breathe, you will probably notice that certain thoughts or emotions arise. And when that happens, rather than trying to push that thought or emotion away, simply observe it without judgment. Not getting caught up in it, but rather acknowledging it and then releasing it. Letting it float away and drift off as you gently and compassionately bring your attention back to your breath. As you are breathing in and out, see if you can kindle a feeling of warmth and kindness toward yourself. Place one hand over your heart. Take this time to appreciate yourself just as you are in this moment. Many of us find it easy to love ourselves and be kind to ourselves when things in our life are going well. But when we make mistakes, when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're struggling, it becomes easy for us to speak harshly towards ourselves. We beat ourselves up. We judge ourselves and we become far more critical of ourselves than we need to be. In those moments, it can be helpful to stop and ask, what would I tell a loved one if they were criticizing themselves like this? We are often much harder on ourselves than we would be on anybody else. We have to remind ourselves that we deserve kindness too. When you notice yourself speaking to yourself in a more negative or harsh way, Begin to bring more compassion and kindness, gentleness and grace into the way that you speak to yourself. Treat yourself the same way that you would a good friend. Allow the warmth of compassion and acceptance and loving awareness to fill you up and infuse your entire body. Repeat the following words now with a gentle and soft voice. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself as I am. Place both hands just on your lap. Take a couple more breaths here as we finish up this meditation. Feel the warmth of this compassion and kindness. Feel your breath. From here, we're going to make our way into a child's pose. So you can come into a tabletop position on hands and knees. And then you can bring your big toes together. Lower your hips down onto your heels. Lower your chest towards the ground. Your forehead can rest onto the mat if it reaches. Otherwise, you can keep it lifted. Make any adjustments here, any kinds of movements that you need to in order to settle in. Remember that this is your practice and this is your time on your mats. And as we settle into our child's pose, I invite you to repeat the phrase, "May I be kind to myself." May I be kind to myself. 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 Take one more breath here in your child's pose. And then press into your hands, lift your chest up, come into your tabletop position. Hands and knees, shoulders are over top of the wrists, and your hips are over top of your knees. From here, just start to shift your hips from side to side. This movement might be small, it might be large, whatever works for you in this moment is good. Find center. We're now going to shift forward and back. Good. Find center. Make your way towards the back of your mat a little bit, just so you have more space in front of you. Hips will stay over top of the knees. Walk your hands out in front of you towards the top corners of your mat. Puppy pose or heart melting pose. Begin to lower your chest down towards the mat. You can rest your forehead onto the mat if it reaches, or you can keep it lifted. And here in this posture, repeat this phrase. May I accept myself as I am. 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 Walk your hands in towards center. From here, we're going to step our right foot through in between our hands. And bring your hands up onto your right thigh. Right knee is over top of your ankle. Your left toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever you like. Shoulders are over top of your hips. And as we hold this low lunge for a few breaths, continue to invite in compassion and kindness, gentleness and grace to your mind, to your body, to your thoughts, to your emotions. Allow your breath to flow easily and effortlessly. Good. Bring your hands down to your mat and step your left foot up next to your right foot at the top of your mat. As you inhale, bring your hands onto your shins, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine, ground down through your feet, become a little bit stronger through your legs, and continue to breathe here. One more breath. Release down towards the ground and step your right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever you like. Bring your hands up onto your left thigh. Your left knee is over top of your ankle. Shoulders are over top of the hips. Notice how you are feeling. Notice your emotions and your thoughts as they arise. Simply noticing and acknowledging them, rather than criticizing or judging them as being good or bad. Take one more breath here in your low lunge, feeling your breath as it moves through your body. And then bring your hands down to your mats. Step your right foot up to the top of your mats. As you breathe in, find a halfway lift, hands on the shins. Ground down through your feet. Become a little bit stronger through each of your legs. Reach your heart forward. And continue to breathe here. Fold down over your legs as you exhale. As you inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands at heart center. As you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold forward. Releasing towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Repeat to yourself a few times. May I be peaceful. May I be peaceful. May I be peaceful. As you take your next breath in, reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold forward over your legs. Plant your hands down, step back into a plank pose. You can lower your knees down if you would like to. We're going to lower all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes once you arrive. Hands are underneath the shoulders. As you breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, lower down to your mat. A few more times like this. As you breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, lower down. Notice how this movement is feeling for you today. Just observing without becoming critical, without judging it as good or bad, right or wrong. The next time that you are down onto your mat, bring one hand over top of the other. Rest your forehead down onto your hands. And feel your breath as it moves through your body. Listen to your breath. Notice what your breath sounds like. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Come into a tabletop position. Bring your hands farther out in front of you. Toes are tucked under. Make sure your fingers are spread far apart. And then lift your hips up into your downward facing dog. Send your chest back towards your thighs. Look towards your toes at the back of your mats, allowing your neck to be nice and long. Take one more breath here. From here, step your right foot through in between your hands. Plant your back heel, your left heel down onto the mat, and come on up into your warrior two. So the right knee is over top of the ankle, arms out to the front and the back of your space. You can look towards your right fingers if you like. Ground down through both of your feet. Find strength here. The legs are active. Take one more breath here. And then as you take your next inhale, bring your left hand down your left leg. Right arm sweeps back towards the left side, opening through the right side of your body. Right knee is over top of the ankle here still in this reverse warrior. And here, if you would like to, you can repeat to yourself a couple of times. May I be kind to myself. May I be kind to myself. Come back into your warrior two, and then we're going to turn towards the back of our mat. So the left foot will be forward and the right foot will be back. Left knee is over top of the left ankle. Arms out to the front and the back of the room. Find your strength here. Find steadiness and ease in your warrior two. Feel that your shoulders are over top of your hips. Feel the connection between your yoga mat and each of your feet. Take one more breath here. And then we'll take the right hand down the right leg for reverse warrior. Left arm up overhead towards the right side. Opening through the left side of the body. And if you would like to here, you can repeat to yourself a couple of times. May I accept myself as I am. May I accept myself as I am. Make your way back into your warrior two. And then bring your hands onto your hips. Bring your toes out, your heels in, lower down into a goddess pose. See if you can release your shoulders down away from your ears a little bit. Can you also soften the muscles of your face, including your forehead and your jaw? And can you allow your breath to flow a little bit more freely? Feel some of the space that we have opened up in the body. And allow your breath to flow to those spaces. Turn to the front of your mat. Bring your hands down to frame your right foot. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Lower your knees down, tabletop position, hands and knees. As you breathe in, lift your heart, lift your tailbone up, cow pose, arch your spine. As you breathe out, round your spine, cat pose, chin towards the chest. Inhale to arch, exhale to round. Inhale, arch, lift your heart up. Exhale to round. One more like this. Make your way into a seated position. We'll begin with both legs straight out in front of us. Sit up nice and tall. Find a bit more length in your spine. And then we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. Wrap your left arm around the right leg. Reach your right hand up and then bring the right hand behind your body onto the mat. Sit up nice and tall here as you come into your seated twist. Half Lord of the Fishes twist. Give yourself permission to feel whatever you are feeling right here and right now. Offer yourself compassion and kindness as different emotions and thoughts come up for you during your time on your mat. One more breath. Come back to center. Extend your right leg long and cross your left leg now over your right leg. Wrap your right arm around the left leg. Reach your left arm up and then bring the fingers down onto your mat just behind your body. Sit up a little bit taller. Use your core to twist. And just like we did on the first side with this half Lord of the Fishes twist, offer yourself space and give yourself the opportunity to feel whatever you are feeling right now. And as you experience your thoughts and emotions, offer yourself the same kindness, care, and love that you would a good friend. One more breath here. Make your way to center and come into a comfortable seated position. And just before we come down onto our back for Shavasana, we are going to offer ourselves a bit of loving, soothing touch, which can be really nice for the nervous system. And it can also be a great way to practice self-compassion. So beginning on whichever part of your body you like, you can do both sides of your body at the same time or just focus on one side right now. And you can just find any kind of pressure, any kind of touch that you like. So you might be really gentle and soft with your touch, or it might feel better for you to use a bit more pressure. You might want to close your eyes as you do this, working towards really bringing your focus, your awareness inward. But if you prefer to keep them open, then that's fine as well. Whatever works for you is good. Notice how it feels to offer yourself this loving touch. Working into any and all parts of your body that you would like. And then as you feel ready, you can begin to make your way down onto your back. If there are any final postures or movements that you would like to take before your Shavasana, you can take this time to do that now. And just come into Shavasana whenever you are ready. And as you come into your Shavasana, I invite you to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Really take the time here to settle in, to find comfort and ease, and to feel supported. There is no right way to do Shavasana. If you would like to do it with your legs bent, you can do that. You don't have to be on your back to do Shavasana either. You could also be on one side. You can also lie on your belly. You could even be in a seated position. Whatever works for you is great. Offer yourself this time, this space, and this opportunity to rest. There is absolutely nothing that you need to do right now, and there is nowhere that you need to be. Simply give yourself permission to rest. I read you a quote by the self-compassion researcher and teacher, Dr. Kristen Neff, at the start of our class. And here at the end of our practice, I'll read you another one. When we give ourselves compassion, we are opening our hearts in a way that can transform our lives. I'm going to read that to you one more time because I think it is so powerful. When we give ourselves compassion, we are opening our hearts in a way that can transform our lives. Feel your breath as it moves in and out. Begin to bring some movement into your body, moving in a way that feels really good for you. Eventually, bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a big hug here. Take a moment as you give yourself this hug to acknowledge just how far you have come. Recognize the progress that you have made. And then make your way over onto one side, whatever side you like. Bring to mind a few things that you are grateful for. And then once you are ready, you can make your way on up into a comfortable seated position where we will close class together. And here at the very end of our practice, notice how you are feeling. And as you notice how you are feeling, offer kindness, love, and compassion to yourself. And know that you deserve all of this kindness, all of this love and compassion. You deserve it all. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice for self-compassion. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more classes like this. I share a new yoga class on my channel every Friday. You can also share this class with a friend, family, or on social media. Feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. I always love hearing from you. Thank you once again for being here. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.